Keaton Batman.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube and Facebook land. How the heck is it going? Hey, it's Chris coming to you on this awesome, lovely day here in Cridersville, Ohio. You can hear the doggies barking over there. You can probably see them right there in the next trailer. They're saying hi too. So, but hey, just wanted to take advantage of this lovely day. Man, this is awesome. In the stupid, cruddy, crappy winter that we had, now it actually feels like spring finally. And I am coming to you live, as I said, here from Cridersville, Ohio, and my little old Kia right here. And today we're going to talk about Batman. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a huge Batman fan. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before, that you guys probably don't know that. Yeah, right. And as a matter of fact, I refer to my little Kia here sometimes as my Batmobile. It's more Maryland, but it's the Batmobile. As a matter of fact, Batman even accompanies me when I'm driving. You can see him right there. We got my little bat emblem right here, of course, so we can see that. And of course the Batman stickers, Batman. So yeah, I don't know if you were aware, but I am a Batman fan. As a matter of fact, right here. So this is my house where I live here in Cridersville. So come on in and I'll talk to you a little bit more. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Thanks. Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for coming into the house, and I am coming to you from my inner sanctum, the geek room here in me and Chuck's house. It's also Chloe's bedroom, Chuck's dog, my good buddy, little Chloe. But this is mainly the geek room, as you can see here. I've got a lot of my action figures displayed, and basically that's what we're going to be talking about today, is Batman action figures specifically. And but first of all, you may ask yourself, why action figures? Well, it sounds like a kind of an odd thing to collect.
Don't judge me! Just kidding.
Well, that goes back a long time, even to when I was a kid. As a matter of fact, one of the first action figures that I ever had when I was a kid was this guy right here. I'll get this one too. I'm knocking them down already. My brother had Batman, and I had Robin. And actually, this is a reproduction of Robin, but this is an actual Mego original Batman. And but before I go any further, this is going to be the first official episode of Show Your Geek. Show Your Geek. Welcome back. And as I was saying, we're going to talk about a Batman action figure and that inspired me to collect as an adult. But first, we need to ask ourselves, what is an action figure? What makes an action figure different from a doll or a collectible, like a statue or something? And here's a little guide to show you what the difference is. Okay, welcome back. So as I was saying, one of the very first action figures I had was Robin. I collected some of these Megos when I was a kid. They've all gone by the wayside. This is a reproduction Robin, but this is an actual real Mego Batman. I love that I've got these two guys. And of course, when I was a kid then, the big thing was collecting Star Wars figures back in the day. And I had mucho Star Wars action figures, which regrettably in my 20s I sold them all off to get me out of some debt. Wish I would have found another way to get around that, because I wish I still had all that stuff. But the action figures back then, of course, looked like this. This is an example of the land speeder, the original land speeder. And I actually got these from my friend Brian Emmerich, actually gave me these. And this was the standard back in the day of a 5-point articulation figure. I got C-3PO here too. But it was a standard 5-point articulation of a head move, the 2 arms, and 2 legs. That was the standard back then. And Kenner really mastered that. Of course, there were larger action figures in the 60s and 70s of like the G.I. Joe 12-inch. I'm sure you remember those. I'll be covering that in a future episode, as a matter of fact. But when Kenner came along, they mastered the action figure, and most all companies followed from that time on. As a matter of fact, I was thinking back on how did I get into action figure collecting as an adult? And that took me back to this movie right here, 1989, Batman, starring Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger, and of course Jack Nicholson as the Joker. I've got the movie poster over here. And I've got, of course, some of my other collectibles right in this area, but Batman, I really love Batman. I got a lot of the comics. And then, of course, that starred Michael Keaton right here. This is my stand-up. And the first action figure I got as an adult was from this movie. Now, unfortunately, back in the days, this is when I was like about 19 years old, 20 years old. The way they manufactured the action figures, they didn't get the likenesses exactly perfect. They've come a long way in and the action figure that actually started off my adult collecting, as a matter of fact, there's another Batman item, was this guy. And this guy. I'm going to put these down here. This was the official 1989 Batman action figure. I've had this for 30 years, and this is kind of what started off my action figure collecting. Again, very similar. This is a bigger size than, of course, the Star Wars. They expanded the size on them, of course. The articulation was kind of the same. We had the head move, arms. They did include like a little joint here for the knee. So you did have knee articulation. And G.I. Joe, really, the articulation on G.I. Joe's was amazing. And we'll get into that in a future episode, talking about that. And then this has also like this cool little action feature here. So that's kind of fun, goofy. And removable cape, like the Superpowers series, if any of you are familiar with that. But so that is pretty much the reason I got into collecting action figures. And then this was the Joker from that same line that Kenner did. Again, not a good resemblance of Jack Nicholson at all. This is not a good resemblance of Michael Keaton. However, I recently got a new action figure that a company called NECA put out of an actual screen accurate Michael Keaton Batman, and I got that in the mail the other day, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, hold on. Okay, first of all, the company that put those toys out was Toy Biz, not Kenner, first of all. So, and also I realized that as I was reviewing this video that I never really answered the question of why I became an adult collector. I got talking about Batman and Michael Keaton. I got all geeked up, and so just want to go into that a little bit. The reason that I really got back into collecting or rekindling that love of collecting action figures from my youth was just, first of all, I don't know if you were there during the 1989 Batman premiere. I know a lot of you probably weren't alive who are watching this. I was there, and it was amazing. And it was a huge, gigantic media blitz when the Batman movie came out. I mean, think about that. This was the first time that we were seeing Batman on the big screen. Of course, we had, you know, the 1960s Adam West, Burt Ward TV series where they took on the iconic characters, and it was, you know, campy fun, but this was going to be a real dark, real gritty Batman, and we loved it. And I watched that movie when I was 19 years old, and man, when I came out, I was on cloud nine. I felt indestructible. And of course, as I said, the media blitz was amazing, and the merchandising was equally amazing. They had everything, like Batman coffee mugs, they had Batman trading cards, they had, Batman hats, they had Batman bubblegum dispensers, and this is actually from 1989, and it's a little mini action figure in itself. Check that, Joker. I'm a dork. As if you didn't know that. But just imagine what the bubblegum in this tastes like. But anyway, yeah, so they had everything. And of course, including, as I showed you, past me showed you, this Michael Keaton or action figure from the movie, and of course, the Joker. And, you know, 19 or 20-year-old me was thinking, you know, well, it's not really acceptable for adults to collect toys nowadays, but oh, look at that. Look at that cool pimp hat and everything. You know what? And I decided, screw it. I like these. These are fun to me. It, of course, rekindles some nostalgia from my youth, and it was just a fun thing to just have these little guys and you know, just I'm Batman. I'm the Joker. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? You ever get punched by Batman? Anyway, I digress. I didn't plan on doing all that, but the mood struck me, and that's what Show Your Geek is all about. Is part of the fun. So, you know, that's why I started to collect action figures again, and then, you know, over time I started collecting what I like, Batman, pop culture, superheroes, but we'll get all the, and then in my 20s I actually really got into collecting Star Trek, The Next Generation, and of course there's Captain Picard himself. But that is for another episode. So that, in a nutshell, is why I became an adult collector of action figures. Just for the nostalgia factor, of course, is what brings it out. And this is a great time to be alive as an action figure collector because they have come so far. But we'll get into that later in the video. And it's just fun to have all of these plastic little pop culture icon representations on my shelves. And that pretty much is it. But as I was talking about the likenesses of the action figures back then as compared to now, so back to past me. So here it is. I got it in the mail. And this looks awesome. That is the new Michael Keaton Batman. I'm sorry?
Tilt it back a little bit.
Tilt it back?
Yeah.
My camera instructor says to tilt it back a little bit so we can see.
Get a better look at his face.
Awesome. Yep. And we can hold it up here and you get a really good view. Chuck can zoom in on that. And so this is a big difference from this, which I still love this guy, this old Batman, to the new Batman. And actually, let's go ahead and open this guy up and take a closer look at him. This is a pretty cool packaging on the back there. So, it gives a little detail of talking about Batman defends Gotham streets against crime. So, that's a neat little scene of Batman in Gotham City. And we have some extra accessories here, a couple different hands, a batarang, and the grappling hook. And just check out that likeness. It's just so amazing of Michael Keaton.
Kind of hard to get it in there.
Is it getting in focus?
And a little blurred, but
that's okay. So actually, let's go ahead and open this guy up and see what he looks like. The unthinkable for some collectors, I have opened the package with my trusty knife here. Close that guy. Ah, no, I'm kidding. Okay. So,
yeah, you should have seen him cutting it.
It wasn't a pretty sight. Yeah, so I have pretty much mangled the package here. Try and save that background, but now of course he's zip tied in the back Little
Yeah, they don't want them to fall out.
Of course, exactly. So, dang, I couldn't figure out how to get it. There we go. So we're just going to put this down here for now. And let's take a look at this guy. Super cool. This is awesome. So that is the Michael Keaton Batman figure. You can see there's lots of great articulation here, double jointed elbows. And the legs don't go up too high. Those are nope, not double jointed knees. I thought they were. I have heard from watching some multiple reviews online of this figure that it does have kind of weak ankles here and weak knees, so I'm not going to mess with that too much here, but I'm just going to put him on the shelf back here. But I just wanted to show you this and show you my love for action figure collecting. That's what this show is about. Action figure collecting for the adult market. And if there are even any kids out there that have an action figure collection that you want to show off, let me know. I'll come and we'll take a look at yours as well. But we've gone from this in 1989 to this in these days, and that is quite a drastic difference. And I'll let Chuck, my camera operator, get a little better look at Batman here. And you can see how good a likeness it really is of Keaton. And I can kind of feel him falling backwards a little bit, but
Cool.
and then, yeah, so we got very good length. Actually, I was just setting right up there. That looks kind of fun. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
No, exactly. But I do have my Batman characters right in here. As a matter of fact, they did have another different Michael Keaton action figure. I'm probably going to knock half of these off, getting them off of here. Nope. There. That they did come out with a small scale Batman, much like the old version, the old Toy Biz. This was by a company called Toy Biz. This is Kenner. So they did come out with an actual screen accurate Michael Keaton Batman, which I love this this card, so I kept him on the card. I don't really have a lot of figures in this scale out, so they're more the larger scale, so that's really why I don't have him displayed. But I did want to get him for my collection to show him on the shelf. And so I'm probably going to put him, I'm going to have to rearrange this a little bit with my Batman characters, but I can get him back in here with the Batmobile and this other awesome recent Batman that I got in the classic look of the gray and blue, which was more the Adam West inspired or the comic book inspired look. So there he is. We go from that Batman in 1989, and then of course along the years, articulation has gotten much better, and the figures have looked a lot better, and I love this Michael Keaton Batman. This is one of my new favorite in the collection. So, all right, guys, that is what Show Your Geek is pretty much about. We're going to go ahead and cut out. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. Please click like and leave me any comments down below. And if you want me to come to your house and show off your collection, I'm going to do that. That's what Show Your Geek is all about, just having a lot of fun. And I'll be talking about all of these action figures in later episodes. And I've got some over here. My buddy Chuck, who's on the camera. Turn around, Chucky. Say hi. There we go. There's Chucky. And he's got this awesome Star Trek collection over here on this side.
That's
He's
my
got
stuff.
some
And
over here.
then my Klingon stuff we'll talk about eventually.
We got Star Trek plates up here, and yeah. But this episode was just about the 1989 Batman NECA action figure, which I love. If you guys want to see a more detailed review of the figure, let me know in the comments below. Hit like, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching my very first episode of Show Your Geek. I love it. Thanks, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.